Hey there, everyone. Back again for series number 98 of our historical baseball matchups on Are the Park Baseball 20. Hope you're enjoying our matchups. Hope you are finding them as exciting as I am. Definitely encourage you to subscribe or look at our videos if you haven't done so already. A lot of interesting matchups and teams from history that I think you'll enjoy. But in this particular matchup, we're going to the 1990s. We have two teams from the mid-90s facing off against each other. Looking first at the 1995 Kansas City Royals, led by Bob Boone. They were 70 and 74, second in the Pittawee AL Central. The Royals had some speed here. They have Tom Goodwin and Vince Coleman still able to steal a lot of bases and make some havoc on the bases, both hitting also over 280. Gary Gaetti, 35 home runs, 91 strikeouts, hit 261. Wally Joyner, you might know, post Angels. He hit 310 here and always had a good glove at first base. So those are some of the better players in the lineup as far as the pitching side. Older reliable there, Mark Gubicza, still pitching well for the Royals. He went 200 plus innings along with Kevin Apier, who was 15 and 10. Their ERAs and the ERA pluses are pretty good. Tom Gordon there still trying to see if he can start, which wouldn't pan out in the long-term for him, but he did pitch 189 innings, went 12 and 12, so we'll see some of him. And Jeff Montgomery, the closer here, and done some depth issues for the Royals and their bullpen that may have cost them along the way, but not a terrible team, but again, some talent for the Royals and a team that could put up some runs if you gave them the opportunity and you walk some men and their speed and whatnot. But their opponents are going to be a couple years earlier. It's going to be the 1993 Mariners, who actually had a winning record. Lou Piniella took the helm here, and they were 82 and 80, and a little bit pre their really good years in the mid to late 90s and into the new century. But some of the stars are here, and you'll recognize, of course, Ken Griffey Jr. in his prime here. Well, young prime, I guess you can say, at 23, but he's doing it all out there. He had 45 bombs, 109 RBIs, and struck out only 91 times, hit 309. One of Junior's really better years. We forget how good he was prior to 25 years old. Junior, the dominant force in this lineup. Jay Buhner hit 27 home runs, but in contrast, struck out 144 times. Brett Boone, Tino Martinez, decent bats in the lineup, and Omar Vizquel, 26 years old, but all the flash you want to see at shortstop, which helped defensively this team, and with Griffey in center, that's a good team up the middle. The big unit, Randy Johnson, pitching very well in his prime here. He's 19 and 8 this year, 3.24 ERA, and struck out 308 batters. Immense total for the big unit. He also hit 16 men. So Johnson in his prime, an excellent year, a star in the league at this point in time. Eric Hansen, Tim Leary, some of the other starters in the rotation, but nowhere near the level of Randy Johnson. Norm Charlton came over from the Reds and became a closer here, although he only had 18 saves and probably not all those opportunities that you'd expect. But Jeff Nelson, another solid reliever from that era. So the Mariners, again, not the perfect team, but a decent team with two big stars. Should make it interesting as we head to the game itself. And the series being set up here best of 7. Home field advantage going to the Mariners and their winning record in the Kingdom. The Royals will do their best to compete. Looking at the opening game in Seattle, it's going to be two very good arms. Kevin Apier going up against Randy Johnson. So this series is ready to roll. 1990s baseball from the American League. Two teams that are similar in record, but maybe different in styles. We'll see what happens as we head out to the Kingdom for Game 1 and see if Randy Johnson can get the Mariners off on the right foot. So we are live now in the Kingdom as Kevin Apier is in a really tough spot here in the bottom of the first inning with Ken Griffey up there, bases loaded, nobody out. And the Mariners ready to break this open, if possible, all the way in the first inning, but a strikeout there by Junior. Apier comes through big there with the bases loaded against the Mariner star. Let's see now what Mike Flowers can do. Bases loaded, one out. This one's popped in the left, coming over Goodwin, and Goodwin can't make the play. He lets that one drop. You thought he had a beat on that one, but surprisingly, with his speed and everything, he still allows it to drop, and the Mariners will take the lead. That's probably a play that Goodwin should have made. He did not. It's 1-0 Seattle, and Dave Valley up there now. Valley will go the other way. This is hit to right field. Catch is made. Martinez is going to tag. He's going to score. So the Mariners go up here 2-0 in the very first inning. And Johnson's got a lead as he faces Johnny Damon here in the second inning with 2 out and 1 on. And Damon drills one to the opposite field. Johnny Damon got all of that one. That's a deep home run the other way. He took a outside Johnson fastball and drilled it. This game is tied at 2 on the Johnny Damon home run. We'll move now to the third. Johnson in more trouble here as Gary Gaedes comes up with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position, but he pops it up. Coming on over there's the third baseman. Flowers makes the play. Johnson gets out of that jam, and the score remains tied as we move to the bottom of the fourth. Kevin Apier facing Dave Valley. 1 out. And Valley hits a long drive deep to left. This one's going to go, and Seattle back on top here. 3-2. Dave Valley with a solo shot to left field. He drilled that baseball. That was a no-doubter also, and it's 3-2 now. We move to the fifth as Maine has a man on first, nobody out. Randy Johnson delivers. This is popped up on the infield. Play should be made, but it is not. It is not. The ball drops there. Some confusion on the Mariner infield, especially by Mike Flowers. Vizquel gave way. Flowers did not make the play. And now Tom Goodwin up there with a chance. Nobody out. 2 on. Goodwin will hit this one to first. Play is made there, but nobody can be caught here. Everybody's safe. The throw was made by Martinez, but it was offline. And now the bases are loaded for the Royals in this 3-2 game. Nobody out. And Randy Johnson facing Keith Lockhart in a very tough spot. Martinez went for the force at second, but after making a tremendous stop, could not get the runner. And now Lockhart in a big spot. He hits this one deep to right, all the way back there, but the play is going to be made just short of the track. Buhner makes the catch. A run will score on the sacrifice fly. It is 3-3 now. This one's lined to right. It's going to drop down there. Another hit. Goodwin moves to second. Pointer with the base hit. So bases loaded here for Gary Gaetti. 1 out. The Royals looking for a big inning. Randy Johnson still not out of this trouble. But Gaetti will strike out. Johnson bears down. That's the second out. He gets him on a 3-2 sinker. And Joe Nunnally now, 2 outs, bases loaded. 3-3 game. And Johnson misses the plate. Nunnally walks, and the Royals take the lead here on the Johnson walk with the bases loaded. It is now 4-3. On Samuel up there, looking to add to it. But Samuel will strike out. But the Royals put 2 on the board. They now have a 4-3 lead in this opening game. We'll move bottom 6th. Dave Valley back up there. He's already homered with 2 outs. Runner on second. Apier delivers. And this one's hit to center. This one's got some carry. Going out there to make the play, however, is Johnny Damon. And Apier gets out of that threat. So the game remains 4-3. Wally Joyner now leading off the 7th. Tim Leary, the new pitcher for the Mariners. This one's hit to right. This one is blasted pretty well. It's going to look up and go. Home run for Joyner. Solo shot. It is now 5-3 Royals as Tim Leary allows the home run. We'll move bottom 7th. Greg Liddon up there against Pichardo. Come on the pitch. This is hit back to the mound. Pichardo makes the play at second. And a double play as Pichardo got off the mound quickly. Vizquel with a great turn. Double play here by the Royals as they hold on to their 2-run lead. Samuel now in the 8th inning. And Juan Samuel dribbles it to left. That'll get down. Samuel with a double. Nobody out. 6-3 now. Main up there against Leary. 2 outs. This is lined in the left for a single. So the 10th hit by the Royals. Goodwin now at the plate. Goodwin will hit this one up the middle. That'll get through. So a 2-out rally here by the Royals as they try to add to their lead. It cannot. We move top of the 9th now. Still 6-3. Juan Samuel facing Ted Power with 2 outs and a man on. Samuel goes deep to right. That ball's going to drop. Runner moves to third as Buhner gets the ball back in. So runners on the corners here in the 9th. We'll move to the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. Jeff Montgomery in the game for Kansas City to try to close it out. And Blowers hits this one up the middle for a single. 1 out hit for the Mariners here in the 9th. Boone now up there with 2 men on. He represents the tying run with 1 out. Let's see if Boone can be a hero. He hits it to short. Plays made there. The turn and the throw to first. Double play. The Royals wrap up game 1. Jeff Montgomery gets the induced twin killing. And Kansas City wins this one 6-3. Kevin Aethier will get the win. He pitched pretty good going into the 7th inning, allowing 3 earned runs. Wally Joyner 3 for 5 for the winning side. Randy Johnson struck out 11, but was not as sharp as he might have hoped, allowing 3 runs in 5 innings. Montgomery saves the game. Damon and Joyner go deep. Big 2-run shot by Johnny Damon off Johnson in the 2nd inning to tie the game at that point. And Seattle would go on to lose it as the Royals take game 1. A big win considering that the ace of the Mariners, Johnson, lost it. So Kansas City now looking at game 2 as they'll send Tom Flash Gordon to the mound against Eric Hansen. And what might be deemed a must-win here for the Mariners. Kansas City looks to do the trick again. Let's head out to the Kingdom for game 2. So here we go, bottom of the 2nd. Mike Blowers up there against Tom Gordon with Ken Griffey on second base. Blowers lines this one to center field. I don't think Damon's going to get it. That goes over his head. It's going to score Griffey, and the Mariners break out in front here first in the 2nd inning. 1-0 on the Blowers double. Here comes Dave Valley now. The pitch, and Valley hits it to the same spot. Almost an identical play. That also gets by Damon. Damon beat him twice on long fly balls over his head, and that will score a run. So it's 2-0 Seattle. Greg Liddon now with runners on the corner. Here's the pitch. This is hit to short. Yeah, he's going to start doing the Royals turn. So they get this 6-4-3 and get out of this threat. 2 runs scored by Seattle. We'll move bottom of the 4th. Give Valley back up there with the runner on first. And Valley hits this one deep to left. This one is going to go over the wall. Dave Valley's having a heck of a ball game. He hits a 2-run bomb, and it is 4-0 now, Seattle, as the Kingdom has come to life with the Mariners responding here well in Game 2. Up the fifth now, the Royals trying to come back. Greg Gagne facing Eric Hansen, and Gagne hits it to second. That'll be a double play as Boone gets it started. To Vizquel and over to Martinez. Seattle will hold on to their 4-0 lead. We'll move to the seventh with Jay Buhner up and 2 on. That's hit to right field. That's going to drop in there. That's going to play 2 runs. The throw is late. A 2-out hit here. Scoring 2 runs, and that makes it 6-0. We'll move to the ninth now with John Cummings in relief, facing Wally Joyner, a man on. 2-hitter being pitched by the Mariners. This is hit to the second baseman. Turn to first. Double play. Seattle pitches a shutout here in Game 2 to even this series. 6-0 is the final score. 2-hit effort led by Eric Hansen, who went 8 strong, striking out 7. Only 2 hits allowed, walked only 2 men. Dave Valley 2 for 3 with the 3 RBIs, including the double and the home run. Mike Blower scored 2 runs. And it was all Mariners today, led in great part by the great work of Eric Hansen, to even this series and make sure that the underdog Royals don't go back home with a big advantage. They'll take it back now to Kansas City, tied up 1-1. It's turned into a best-of-5 as we head now to Royal Stadium for the middle part of this series. Chris Bosio, the veteran, is going to face one of the favorites of the Royals. Mark Gubicza is going to get his chance here, and it's a brand new series, folks. The Mariners and the Royals going to battle it out now from Kansas City after the impressive display by the Mariners in Game 2. So let's head out to the crucial third game out in the great Midwest of Kansas City. Game 3 action now. We are bottom of the second inning with Gary Gaetti facing Chris Bosio and a runner on third base. 2 outs. Hey, Yeti's going to hit this one in the hole, and that's going to score a run. So a 2-out single by Gary Gaetti. 1-0 home side. The Royals get up on top first. And here's Brett Boone with the man on first. 1 out here, second inning. Gubicza delivers, and Boone will hit this one to right. So a rally here by the visitors as they bring up Omar Vizquel with 2 on and 1 out. Vizquel hit this one to second, turn to second base, over to first. And it is a double play. This inning will be over. Gubicza gets out of it with the double play. We'll move to the third. Rich Amaral facing Gubicza with a man on. Amaral bunts it. Play is going to be made at second, but the throw gets away and the runner's advancing. So a bunt turns into an error. And the Mariners with 2 men on now here in the third inning after the error by Brett Maine. Here's Tino Martinez. A big spot with nobody out. Martinez hits it to short. The play is made, but the run will score, and Seattle ties up this game at 1. Hey, Buhner up there now with the man on third and 1 out. Buhner hits this one deep to left. All the power in the world in Buhner. He hits it up the lawn in left field. A 2-run bomb off Gubicza, and just like that, it's 3-1 Seattle. Jay Buhner with a powerful home run. 433 feet. Here's Keith Lockhart now, bottom of the third with a man on and 1 out. Lockhart will hit a single up the middle. Runner around in third, he's going to score, and the Royals bounce right back here with a run in the third. It's 3-2 now. Up for the fourth, Omar Vizquel with a man on second. Vizquel also gets one up the middle. That's going to score a run, it looks like, and the Mariners get a run here, top of the fourth. It is now 4-2 on the Vizquel single. We'll move bottom sixth. Oh, nonetheless, up there is the tying run. Chris Bozio still in the game. Bozio delivers, and this is ball four. So a two-out rally here by the home team as the fans try to rally their team. Juan Samuel at the plate. Samuel going to the hole. That's going to be played the short way by Bozio. He backhanded that ball and made a nice play. So that threat is over. We'll move now all the way to the ninth inning. Gary Gaetti facing Ted Power. Seattle up 2 runs, nobody out. Power delivers to Gaetti. This is lofted to center field. Should be playable. Griffey has it. 1 out. Here's Nunnally. Nunnally lines a single to center, so the Royals are going to bring up the tying run here in the ninth inning against Power. Juan Samuel, the batter. 1 out. Samuel goes up the middle, but this is going to be a force play at second base. Double play is broken up. Hard nose slide by Nunnally. So there's 2 outs, and Johnny Damon has a chance here. Last chance for the Royals. Ted Power delivers. There's strike 3. Power with the closing strikeout, and that's going to do it. The Seattle Mariners take a 2-1 game lead in this series. They win on the road 4-2 in Kansas City. Jay Buhner with that big home run. The long home run he hit in the third inning. Chris Bozio's the winner. He pitched very well, striking out 7. And Dave Valley continues his good series with a 3-for-4 effort and a double and a run. So with Power getting the save, it is the Mariners who come on the road and now have won 2 in a row after losing the opener. The Mariners hoping to take complete control here as we move to game number 4. Dave Fleming is going to face Chris Haney as Kansas City hopes their home fans and their luck changes as they try to even the series. Playing here in game 4 with Seattle up 2-1. Let's head out live to Kansas City for the action. So Seattle leading the series now, 2-1. We are in the top of the second. Melvin Bunch on the mound. And this one's hit hard to left center field. The ball actually carries all the way out of the park. A 2-run home run here. 412 feet. So Seattle breaks out on top here 2-0. We'll move to the third with Griffey up there and a man on. 2 outs, and Ken Griffey Jr. lines 1 to left center. That'll get off the wall. Jr. has an RBI double, and Seattle continues their hot hitting as they score another run here, 3-0 in the third inning. We move bottom of the fourth. Fleming pitching well, but Juan Samuel has a chance with runners on the corners. And Samuel lifts a little looper into right field. It will drop in there. Throw to third is going to be not in time, and Samuel gets the Royals on the board with an RBI single, and the inning continues with Johnny Damon. Damon will go to short. Plays made there by Vizquel. They get the runner at second, but another runner is going to score, and it's 3-2 now. We move to the sixth inning. 2 men on for Greg Liddon. This one's popped up. Enough room there for the first baseman to make the play. He does. Joyner with the play there. So Jim Converse now facing Vizquel. 1 out and 2 on. Vizquel will lift this one to left. Coming in to make the play there is Goodwin. And Griffey now at the plate. We are in the top of the 7th. 1 out, 1 on. And Junior hits it deep to center. He got all of that one, and that will go. Junior just missed the home run earlier, but this one is out of here. He nails it 432 feet to the deepest part of the park. And that will extend the Mariners' lead to 5-2. Ken Griffey with a majestic home run, and Dave Fleming now continues with Johnny Damon up there. Damon lifts a fly ball that should be playable by Buhner. Here's Greg Gagne with a 1 out and 1 on. Gagne will drop this one in front of Buhner, so that's a base hit. Runner will move to third in Samwell. So the Royals need to rally here. They're trying their best. They have runners on the corners with Maine up there, the catcher. 1 out. But Maine will strike out swinging there, trying to do too much. A nice pitch by Fleming, and Goodwin now with 2 outs, trying to come through. Goodwin will go up middle. That will get through for a base hit, and that will cut the lead to 5-3. So Tom Goodwin with a clutch single there, and Pete Lockhart is the next man up. Lockhart will go back to the mound. Fleming's got it. Throw it to first for the out. The Royals get 1 back, but they still trail 5-3 in this ball game. We'll move top 9th. Here's Junior again, who's having a big game. He hit a long home run last time up. And here's Rusty Meacham. See if he pitches around Junior. He does not. And Griffey will single to right field. But we'll move bottom 9th now with Juan Samuel facing Ted Power, who's come in to close another one. It's a 2-run game. And this one's looped to the third baseman, and Blowers is there to make the play. 1 out. And Greg Gagne at the plate. Gagne will last one to short, but Vizquel with a beautiful play. That's what he does so well, and that will do it here from Kansas City. The Vizquel play ends the ball game. The Mariners win it 5-3 and take a 3-1 series lead, or lead in the series. Ken Griffey 3 for 5 with a double and a long home run with 3 RBIs. Dave Fleming gets the win, pitched well in 7 innings of work. Juan Samuel did well for the losing side, but time is running short now for the Royals as they've lost 3 in a row after winning the opener. Ted Power gets another save, his second of the series. And yes, indeed, after that 6-3 win by the Royals, they've lost 3 in a row. And now got the big task of facing Randy Johnson in game number 5 with Seattle trying to close the door and win this one in 5. So everything on the line here. Heading to game number 5. Opposing Johnson is going to be Kevin Appier. So a rematch of game 1 in which the Royals did well and hit Johnson very hard. Hopefully they have his number for their sake, or else it'll be curtains for the Royals. So the crucial game 5 coming up. Will we head back to Seattle, or will this series end tonight? Let's get to the action. So we'll head out here, bottom of the first inning. Tom Goodwin facing Randy Johnson to lead off the Royals half of the frame. And Goodwin hits a rope to right field, and that will go. Tom Goodwin with a surprising home run here to lead off the ball game. Not known for his power, but he caught up to a Johnson fastball, and when you do that, it's going to carry a solo shot for Goodwin, and it's 1-0 just like that in favor of Kansas City. Next man up is Keith Lockhart. And Lockhart goes the other way. This one's deep to left, and this one's going to go. Back-to-back home runs for the Royals to start this ball game off of Johnson. Johnson's shell-shocked. It is 2-0 now, Kansas City. They've come out swinging here. We'll move to the fourth where Mike Flowers comes up with the man on. And Flowers will line this one to left. That'll drop in there for a single. So Kevin Apier facing his first jam here with Dave Valley up there and 1 out. That one's lifted to right field. Nunnally is there to make the catch. We'll move now bottom 4. Greg Gagne up there with runners on the corners against Johnson. Strikeout. Throw to second. They get the lead runner as well. Or not the lead runner, but the trailer in Johnny Damon. And it's a strikeout throw out there as Dave Valley and Randy Johnson work it together. We'll move to the 5th now with Tino Martinez up there in a good spot. But Martinez watches an Apier strike 3. He got fooled there. That's the 6th strikeout for Apier already. Abe Buhner now up there with 2 outs and 2 on. And Apier gets him swinging. So Kevin Apier with some of his best stuff here today when the Royals need it the most. We'll move bottom 6 with Nunnally up there facing Johnson. Nunnally will hit this one deep to center. That one's got some carry. That's going to drop in there. 1 run's going to score. It's going to be a triple for Nunnally, and it is 4-0. Now Royals, they are punishing Randy Johnson again, just like they did in Game 1. It is 6-0 now, fans, as we move to the 7th. Billy Brewer in the game. 2 on, 2 outs for the Mariners. This is ball 4. So Seattle, yet to get on the board here in this game, are trying to rally. And none other than Junior at the plate here against Brewer. 2 outs, bases loaded. And a strikeout for Brewer. Ken Griffey cannot come through. 7th inning stretch in Kansas City, but Ken Griffey fails, and the Royals are enjoying their 7th inning stretch with a 6-0 lead. We move to the 9th now, where Tino Martinez is up with 2 outs. Brewer's still in the game. And there's a strike. So Brewer strikes out Martinez to end this ball game. 6-0 is the final. Here from Kansas City, the home team survives another day. They win this one and will send the series back to Seattle. Randy Johnson loses again. The Royals just have his number. They made him pay today, and Kevin Apier pitched well. He struck out 9, got the win. Tom Goodwin 3 for 5 with a home run. Joe Nunnally 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Lockhart also hit a home run, and it was all Royals on this one, as they respond very well to the circumstances and move this series now to Game 6. To the Kingdom we go, and it's going to be Chris Haney against Eric Hansen. Hansen was brilliant in his first start. He has a chance now to duplicate that and end this series, but the Royals coming in with a lot of confidence. Let's see if Game 6 is our last game, or will we prepare for a Game 7? So let's head out to the Kingdom, where the Seattle fans are on the route to their team to victory. So large, expectant crowd here in Seattle, hoping this series comes to an end. We're in the top of the first inning. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Joe Nunnally with a chance to put his team up early, and he takes all 4 outside. So the Mariners putting together a big rally here in the first inning. Hansen in trouble as Juan Samuel steps to the plate. 2 outs. Samuel takes it to left. This ball's going to drop, a base hit. And 2 Royals will score, so it's 2-0 Kansas City. Well, and Samuel continues his excellent series here with 2 RBIs in the very first inning. We'll move to the third. Samuel up there again with men on. Let's see if he can pump through once more. He does. He lines it to right center. Juan Samuel, the hero again. 2 runs are going to score. It's 4 RBIs for Samuel. A 2-run double. 4-0 now Kansas City. 5-1 we move to the 5th. Donnelly up there against Holman. Shift is on. This is drilled deep to right. Nobody's going to get that baseball. It is gone. A home run here at about 400 feet. And it is 6-1 now Kansas City as they refuse to go down here. We'll move to the 8th with Mike Blowers up and 2 on. Converse on the pitch, and he walks Blowers. So a little bit of a last chance here for the Mariners in this inning. Dave Valley up there with 1 out. Jeff Montgomery has come in. And Valley will take it into the hole. He gets it through there. 1 run's going to score, so it's 6-2. Valley with an RBI single, and the Mariners coming on back. Here's Brett Boone. Boone will pop it up, but this is going to be playable. Coming on over there is the third baseman. Gaetti makes the play. There's 2 outs now for Vizquel. Montgomery gets him to ground to third. The play is at second. They get the force. And that'll do it. Only 1 run for Seattle. We'll move to the 9th. Bottom of the 9th, that is. Montgomery pitching well here against Tino Martinez with 2 outs. This one is drilled hard into center field. It's going to go. Tino Martinez with a solo shot with 2 outs here in the 9th. All the way back over the center field wall. It is 6-3 now. Dave Booner trying to keep the game alive for the home team. Booner hits it to right, but standing right there's the right fielder. Donnelly's got it, and the Royals come into Seattle with their backs against the wall. Win this game 6-3, even if they were out hit. Did not matter in the end. Tom Gordon pitched solidly for the winning team. He gets the victory. Joe Nunnally 2 for 3. Juan Samuel with 4 big RBIs. Both of his big hits coming early, setting the tone for Game 6. Montgomery got his second save of the series. And we have journeyed all the way to a Game 7, fans. The Royals now have won 2 in a row. Down 3-1 in the series. They now tie it at 3. We have yet to see a team really make a comeback from a 3-1 deficit. So the Royals could be our first to come back and stun the Mariners. But 1 game left. It is at the Kingdome. Mark Gubicza, the Kansas City legend, will take the mound against Chris Bosio, who is experienced and very steady for this kind of performance and this kind of challenge. So it all comes down to an exciting Game 7. Let's see what happens and who will take it all coming up from the Kingdome. So here we go with Game 7. Live here in the first inning. We got Tom Goodwin facing Chris Bosio to start this game out. Everything on the line here at the Kingdome. And Goodwin starts the ball. Kansas City. As Goodwin opens the game with a leadoff double. That'll bring up Keith Lockhart here. And Lockhart goes the other way. He hits it to left. Goodwin's going to round third. He's going to score easily. And it's 1-0 Royals as they break out on top in this crucial game number 7. Bottom of the first, Tino Martinez facing Mark Gubicza with 1 out. And Tino is going to tie this game with a long home run. He got all of that one. That leaves the yard in a hurry, and it's 1-1 now as Martinez ties the game with a 400-foot blast to right field. Runners on second and third. We're still in the first inning. Dave Valley at the plate. And Valley's going to go back up the middle. That's going to score one, maybe two. Here comes another run around in third, and Dave Valley continues his clutch hitting. And it's 3-1 now, Mariners, if they've put 3 on the board here in the first inning against Gubiza. We'll move to the third now with Brett Maine up there with a man on. And Maine is going to go to short. That's an out at first. Relay over. And it is a double play. Maine gets doubled up as Omar Vizquel shows off his slick fielding again. And the Mariners turn 2. Bottom of the third, here's Jay Buhner. And Buhner goes deep to left. This one is a towering blow way back there, all the way up close to the third deck. What a home run by Buhner. 4-1 now, Mariners. They are taking control of this game, and Gubiza is far from his best today. We'll move bottom 6th. Greg Liddon up there. It's 4-1, 2 outs. And Liddon's going to hit a shot to left field. This one's going to go. Another home run for the Mariners. It is now 5-1. Seattle and its fans feeling it here today. It's 5-1. We move bottom 8th. Valley up there again. This time Dilson Torres on in relief. 5-1 the score. And Valley goes deep to right, opposite field, home run again for Seattle. It is 6-1. They have put their stamp on this ball game. Dave Valley continues his outstanding series. We go top 9th now, 2 outs, 2 on. John Nunnally up there against John Cummings. 1 out away from clinching this series for Seattle. Here's the delivery. This is hit to first. Play is going to be made there. Stepping on the bag is Tino Martinez, and celebrations at the Kingdom. Game 7 goes to the Mariners. They refuse to lose and stymie the comeback of the Royals. 13 hits in this one, including 4 home runs. Chris Bosio gets the win with a good outing. Dave Valley 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a home run. Tino Martinez went deep. Jay Buhner also with a home run. And that final game was all Seattle, as Mark Gubiza didn't have his best stuff. And definitely the Kansas City offense could get very little going against Chris Bosio and the Seattle bullpen. This series is over. Exciting 7-game contest by 2 teams from the decade of the 90s. Some of the numbers here, you see Juan Samuel drove in 5. We have Tom Goodwin hitting 310, Joe Nunnally 348. Pitching wise, you see Kevin Napier had a good series for the Royals. He was 2-0 with 15 Ks. Very impressive. Tom Gordon also pitched pretty good, 1-1 with a 338. But Mark Gubiza struggled, 2 losses. He allowed 19 hits in an ERA over 6. Dave Valley, as mentioned, just an incredible series. He was 12 for 24, hit 500, drove in 9. Ken Griffey, not at his best, hit 259 with 3 RBIs. And Jay Buhner, 250, but drove in 6. In his efforts. Some big hits for Jay Buhner. Chris Bosio won 2 games. He struck out 12. A good performance for him. Some of the other starters didn't do as well. And Randy Johnson, surprisingly, 0-2 and was hammered around for a 7.20 ERA by the Royals. And you would think if you saw those numbers, or I told you that was the case before the series, you'd think the Royals would be able to win it. That didn't happen. Other players picked up the slack for Johnson in other games. And in Game 7, especially, it was Chris Bosio who pitched well and gave the win to the Mariners in 7. So again, to recap, the 1993 Seattle Mariners defeat the 1995 Kansas City Royals in a very good series that goes the distance, 4-3. The Mariners are happy to move on. As for the Royals, their story is over. That'll do it for us here in matchup number 98. Hope you're enjoying the matchups. Hope you enjoyed this one. It was an exciting one. We'll be back very shortly with our next matchup as we creep up to our 100th matchup here shortly. But as for this one, it's the Mariners who win it at the end through a dramatic series and a Game 7 win. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us.